come on.
I will bless the Lord at all times.
And His praises shall continually be in my mouth. Come on, preacher, give me a word.
At the name of Jesus.
At the name of Jesus.
Every knee
shall bow and every tongue shall confess. Come on, give me some more word. I can't get rid of it.
Amen.
All things work together for those who love the Lord and are called according to His purpose. But He's still pulling and He won't let go. Look at it. See, this is, I'm doing it here physically, but this is the way demons do.
That's right.
They bind you up. You think you get rid of it, and it's not gone yet because the residue is still there. Don't lose your pants, brother. Give me some word.
Well, I reckon that the sufferings of this present time is not worthy to be
Well, you better
compared
find
with the
some more
glory.
words. All right. And now, go ahead.
Chief Overseer? Yes, ma'am.
You gonna give me some word?
Yeah, I'm going to give you a word what the Lord gave me last night on the altar.
Amen.
Sometimes the reason people are bound, if they don't identify what it, you kept saying it, but you said it in another way. You're bound by what we didn't tell. There's some things we feel like we can't talk about it. But I noticed when Jesus was casting this demon out here, He turned around and asked the demon a question. What is your name? As long as I keep this here in here, I don't care how much Holy Ghost come down, I'm bound. Because I have to identify what this is. And then the church should know, certain people should know, so we can pray along with the individual that's bound. Other than that, this is why going to the altar don't mean too much now. We come there with that thing and we go back with it.
Thank you.
That is in Luke 8 and 30.
You know, and Chief, we did write it here. We just didn't say it. First thing you got to do is identify what it is. Then you got to acknowledge that it has some control over you. Then you plan. You make a decision for what you're going to do about it. But sometimes now she had all of these things attached to her, all of these people, all of these hurt, all of these disappointments, all of this sin, all of this degradation was attached to her. So now it looks like she may be free enough to move. You can move there. But you sometimes it's this, and the preacher covered it. I'm just going to cover it another way. Go ahead and move. Walk that way for me. But sometimes there's one thing that you don't want to get rid of. Come on. Sometimes it's the one thing that you don't want to get rid of. You know it? Now she got rid of all of this stuff. But sometimes it's something that's gratifying to her. Sometimes it's something that she says, you know, because we've used this one before, I believe. Maybe not all of us, but perhaps the majority. At some point there was one thing that because we liked it, because it did something to us, you know what we said? We said, Lord, you know. And we said, Lord, you understand.
Yeah.
Come on now. Nobody's ever been there. I'm the only one. Lord, you know. Lord, what you say?
You made me.
You made me, Lord. You know all about me. You know what I'm struggling with. You know I'm human. Come on. These are all the things because of the one thing. Come on, walk forward. Walk on around. She fussing at him now. She's fussing at him a little bit. You better come on here. Go ahead, Chief.
While she is walking, could not that sin be, it's in Hebrews, I believe, it be besetting sin. Some of us never get rid of that.
You don't?
That besetting sin. We might have had 30 sins in our lives, but just held on to one.
One.
This one.
And that's all it takes.
That's that besetting sin.
That's all it takes
It will keep you yoked.
to keep us from being free. The one thing that gratifies you. The one thing that satisfies you in your flesh. So God, I'm not a liar. Oh, come on. Preachers say, some preachers, I never smoked drugs and did alcohol. I'm not a chronic liar, pathological liar. Yes, but what have you done? Because none of us have been saved all the time. And none of us have been free. If we had been free all the time, we would have never needed Jesus. So while we're confessing what we are not, What's the one thing? What's the one thing? That's why the word said, lay aside every weight and the sin. The sin. The sin. The sin.
Yes.
Which does so easily beset us. Because she walked. But it's one thing that she can't quite let go of. Come on. Talk to him. Talk to him. Tell him he better come on. And you go what? You go to the altar like this. Go to the altar. This is what we do. We go to the altar with this sin. Come on.
He's right there.
He's right there with you. We get up with this sin. We gave everything else to Jesus. But we held on to him. You know why? Because I like it. Because it makes me feel a certain way. Because I can't live without it. Because I can't see myself free without it. I don't know what I would do without it. Anything that you don't know what you would do without more than God. Because what you were saying right now is I prefer to gratify over preferring to please God. And if I prefer